you are just tapping in, okay? I thank you for tapping in right now, because it is that we are going to be bringing up next G. Cole. Not J. Cole, G. Cole. But I'm pretty sure he could give J. Cole a run for his money, eh? When we're talking about bars, I'm talking about production, songwriting, all-round production. Like I told you, stand the test of time, right? You could pick this, you could pick up any G. Cole song 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 50 years from now, and it will still be relevant. It was put on by a friend of mine who is out of Orcharius and sent me and said, listen to this guy right here. So I've been listening to him for quite a while, okay? Well, anyone who knows me know that this is one of my favorite G. Cole songs. Keep it locked right here on the One-on-One Music Review Show.
Baby, baby, oh, right above the water, where the ocean meets the shore, on the north coast of Jamaica, lives a girl that I adore. Her name is Orcharius, and I've known her all my life. She loves me, baby, she cares for me, she makes me feel so nice. My travels round the world mean sometimes we're far apart, but you'll always be my girl. You're always in my heart. Baby, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm coming home to you. I know you love me, baby, and I hope you know I'm in love with you. You're always on my mind, what I've come to find. No matter where I am in the world, you know that the sun don't shine like when I'm with you. And this is what we'll do. Let's go horseback riding on the beach in the sunset. Me and you, we can do it all. Climb the river fall, we can do it all. Oh, right above the water, where the ocean meets the shore, on the north coast of Jamaica.
Yes, well, ladies and gentlemen, I tell you what. Oh, Kenya. What time is it in Kenya? 11:14. Kenya just reached out to me and said, Empress Rose, can you pull up that song for me, because that's one of my favorite songs. So see, G. Cole, if you're listening, it did not come on yet. And that's my favorite G. Cole. And we have Kenya that's saying, that's my song right there. So, all right. G. Cole is going to be up in just a few minutes. Keep it vibing.
On the north coast of Jamaica, lives a girl that I adore. Her name is Orcharius, and I've known her all my life. She loves me, baby, she cares for me, she makes me feel so nice. My travels round the world mean sometimes we're far apart, but you'll always be my girl. You're always in my heart. Baby, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm coming home to you. I know you love me, baby, and I hope you know I'm in love with you. You're always on my mind, what I've come to find. No matter where I am in the world, you know that the sun don't shine like when I'm with you. And this is what we'll do. Let's go horseback riding on the beach in the sunset. Me and you, we can do it all. Climb the river fall, we can do it all. Oh, right above the water, where the ocean meets the shore. Then break up. We go to bed, I sleep, and when we wake up, we do this all over again. It feels like we make up, fuss about the same stuff, then break up. And when the morning comes again, we wake up and do this all over again. What's the problem, baby? You've got no trust in me. And do you even know what trusting means? It doesn't even matter, baby, how it seems. I gave you my word, that's all you need. I've got no time for these childish games, searching cell phones and naming names. You've gone too far, girl, you're out of range. Crazy is crazy, it's all the same. It feels like we make up, argue about the same stuff, then break up. We go to bed, I sleep, and when we wake up, we do this all over again. It feels like we make up, fuss about the same stuff, then break up. And when the morning comes again, we wake up, we do this all over again. What you want to do? I'm trying to make a life with you, to be there and be fair and remain true, to love you and care and to see things through, like I promised I would when I love was new. Now all we have is stormy seasons, girl. Try to sit down and ask what's the reasons, girl. You've got no answers for me. I'm like, please, young girl, licking your box with a charge you for treason, girl. Who would have thought it would end this way? Our love would have turned taint. It's too far gone, girl, it's way too late. I'm turning my back, walking away. It feels like we make up, argue about the same stuff, then break up. We go to bed, I sleep, and when we wake up, we do this all over again. Woo, 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 yeah. This is for my baby. I love the way that you woo. And in our times like these, when the world is so cold, so cold, you've got a lip so sweet and a heart of gold. Sometimes I find myself I stop and just I stare in your eyes, and then I catch myself and I realize that you're a beacon shining bright in my life. And I just send you to me, so I'm gonna make you my wife. Nothing I wouldn't do for you, baby girl, and that's real. Cause happiness is what I want you to feel. Now call the reverend, make we make a move and seal up the deal. Whoa, you got my heart a beat, right out of control, out of control. And when you smile at me, I see right to your soul, right to your soul. And in our times like this, when the world is so cold, you've got lips so sweet and a heart of gold. Girl, our future looking very, very sunny and bright. I know sometimes, girl, we fuss and we fight, but then we make up by the end of the night, the night, the night.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you right now, okay? So I am going to be playing a few of J. Cole's classics before he comes on, okay? Oh, and of course it is that my listening audience is requesting more of J. Cole songs before he come on as well. I tell you, he's a force to be reckoned with. And like I said, I was turned on by one of my friends out of Otrius, and I have been listening to it since then, okay? And I'm going to keep you entertained. Right now, you're listening to Heart of Gold, okay? And to Patrick out of the US, who asked what was the first song that I played. The name of that song is Otrius, okay? Otrius by J. Cole. And you're currently listening to Heart of Gold. To my listening audience, go on. Keep sending me your questions for J. Cole. I'm taking questions, okay? All right. Keep it locked.
Said I'ma love you every day and every night. You got my heart a beat, right out of control, out of control. And when you smile at me, I see right to your soul, right to your soul. And in our times like these, when the world is so cold, the world is so cold. Woo, 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 yeah. This is for my baby. I love the way that you woo. And in our times like these, when the world is so cold, so cold, you've got a lip so sweet and a heart of gold. Sometimes I find myself I stop and just I stare in your eyes, and then I catch myself and I realize that you're a beacon shining bright in my life. And I just send you to me, so I'm gonna make you my wife. Nothing I wouldn't do for you, baby girl, and that's real. Cause happiness is what I want you to feel. Now call the reverend, we make a move and seal up the deal. Whoa, you got my heart a beat, right out of control, out of control. And when you smile at me, I see right to your soul, right to your soul. And in the times like this, when the world is so cold, you've got lips so sweet and a heart gold. Girl, our future looking very, very sunny and bright. I know sometimes, girl, we fuss and we fight, but then we make up at the end of the night, the night, the night, the night. And anything you want from me, baby, you just say the word. I'll never give you all the things you deserve, but I'ma love you till I die, and that's my word. That's my word. You got my heart a beat, right out of control, out of control. And when you smile at me, I see right to your soul, right to your soul. And in a times like these, when the world is so cold, you've got lips so sweet.
I tell you. I am so happy right now that I am not the only person who cannot get enough of J. Cole. And we have females from all over the world. Not only females, but of course we'll get to the male. But let me tell you something right now. To know that Kenya, well, it's after 11 o'clock in Kenya right now, and females are just logged in and they say, well, I'm loving this guy right here though. Kenya, big ups to you. I'm pretty sure when J. Cole comes on, we can have a conversation with you guys, okay? Well, to my listening audience as well, we'd like to send a special shout out to Shan out of Canada. You joined me for a minute because I can't remember where in Canada she's from. But big ups to Shan, and I thank you so much for tuning in and listening each and every week to the One-on-One Music Review Show. And to the listening audience who keeps requesting J. Cole, listen to me, man. I will give you what you want. That's what we do right here on the One-on-One Music Review Show. And to Elizabeth who asked me, am I going to be giving away any J. Cole songs this week? Yes, we're going to be giving away some J. Cole songs. Stay tuned. Stay tuned, okay?
And when you smile at me, I see right to your soul, right to your soul. And in the times like these, when the world is so cold, you've got lips so sweet and a heart gold. You got my heart a beat, right out of control, And when you smile at me, I see right to your soul, right to your soul. And in the times like these, when the world is so cold, I know I need to change for the better. I promise I will, girl, you see. Yeah. You gave me your all, asking nothing of me. Oh yeah, yeah. Only my love, oh baby, in my fidelity. Oh, but I had to go, baby.
Would I take this time out to shout out a few persons as well, okay? Currently vibing as well. As I told you guys before, I have never come across a bad J. Cole song. All right? So when I sell him to you, the masses, trust and believe I know what I'm talking about as well. And I am asked to pull up this song, right, by Margaret out of Ghana. She's saying, Empress Rose, you gotta pull up this song. I'm gonna pull up this song in just a minute, but I would just like all the countries, not all the countries. I'm gonna take this time out to shout out a few. Of course, Barbados is one of my largest audience who tap in every week and listen. So big ups to Barbados. Big ups to Trinidad and Tobago as well, okay? And of course, Jamaica is my stomping ground and they never disappoint, right? And the audience is actually getting bigger out of Jamaica as well. So I appreciate it. Thank you guys for tapping in. Whether it be just all friends or whether it include a few haters as well. We love you, okay? Well, I tell you what, I am going to do Margaret the honor and I'm going to pull up this J. Cole song and J. Cole is going to be up in just a minute. Keep it locked.
Oh yeah. And I will love you forever. Forever you and me. Oh yeah. And I'll be there for whatever. Oh baby. Whatever you wanna be. And I know I need to change my ways. I promise I will, girl, you see. Yeah, and I know I need to change for the better. I promise I will, girl, you see. Yeah, you gave me your all, asking nothing of me. Oh yeah, yeah. Only my love, oh baby, in my fidelity. Oh, oh, oh. But I had to go, baby. Was so foolish of me. Yeah. And now that I'm home, you're still there waiting for me. I will, girl, you see, yeah. And I know I need to change for the better. I promise I will, girl, you see, yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. And this home is my garden. You planted for me, oh baby. And sometimes I don't show it, girl, but I don't know where I'd be, yeah, if my garden was empty, or my rose shoot up and leave. Oh, my life would surely be over, baby. So rose keep blooming for me. Ooh, oh, oh, oh. And I will love you forever. Oh yeah, forever you and me. Forever, forever, oh, baby. And I'll be there for whatever. Ooh, whatever you wanna be. Ooh yeah, and I know I need to change my ways. I promise I will, girl, you see, yeah. I know I need to change for the better. I promise I will, girl, you. Whoa. things get tough, whenever things get hot, I pull a Moses and head up to the mountains. I fall up on my knees and then I pray non-stop. I send my blessings up, you let your blessings drop. That's what I've always done, what I've always seen, my granny always do. And she taught to me, I'ma teach to mine, my little kings and queens. Whoa, when I'm feeling like I'm feeling. Jaja, you never yet.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I tell you what, I am in the back with J. Cole, okay? And my, oh my, I tell you, when we, like, it is like, and I'm never lost for words, as you all know. I don't really talk a lot. A lot of people is like, oh, you talk to her? Listen, I only talk once a week. I tell people that when I'm here on my show. And let me tell you, it's quite an honor to have J. Cole here in studio. When we're talking about an eclectic sensation, RnB sensation that is, with an impressive catalog that lasts the test of time, right? Reggae R&B, we're talking about J. Cole, right? And I'm gonna ask you guys, you're gonna have to tune in and check out his whole catalog this weekend, you know. I encourage you, you have to run it up. You have to run it up. But right now, J. Cole is into J. Cole. How are you?
I am wonderful. I'm wonderful. Listen, you can't intro me them kind of way there because I'm gonna go home with an ego out of this world. So you gotta hold it down a little bit. You can't boost up my head them kind of way.
No, it's
not.
not.
I'm gonna go home and my family won't be able to talk to me. I'm gonna be like, do not look directly into the Chico. So
yes,
you can't boost up my teeth.
No. Listen to me. Too often we don't give people their flowers when they're alive, and we wait until and say, "Oh my God, he was this and he's that." Listen to me, J. Cole. I have a friend of mine from high school that put me onto your music, and I listen to your music all the time, right? But, and I'm going to tell you the truth right now, right? I don't really reach out to artists to ask them to interview on my show, you know. And then when I discovered who you are, not just beyond the music, I said, we can't ask J. Cole to come to my show. And then when my assistant brought me the stuff, when she brought me the stuff last week, and she said, these are the ones for this week. And I said, is that what you said, J. Cole? She said, yes. I said, you sure he not asking me for an interview? And I said, no, wait a minute, me not big enough.
Stop it.
Jamaica.
That is so not true.
I love you. I'm telling you straight up.
Thanks so much.
I'm telling you right now.
So much. I love you too. I appreciate it.
This is Reggae Mountain. I'm telling you. Thanks for making good music. Thanks for making great, not good music. Thanks for making great music. Yes.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. It's necessary. It's needed. And to be honest with you, if I'm out there on the airwaves, I'm not daily telling people that I need good music, then I kind of have to make sure that when I deliver it, I put it that way too, you know, because I'll be the first person they come for if I put out some certain things. You know how it goes.
Yes. Oh my God. No, let me tell you. I played Ocherias. I played it at the very opening of the show. I had to let people know, people who don't know about you, to know exactly what's coming. Right? So I played it at the very top at the beginning of my show. And I played it right here just before I started playing all your songs. So do I have a set of people lined up, you know? Because here on this show, we reward our listeners, and you know, so that they have great music as well. Not everybody can afford the 99 cents, you know. Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah.
That's true.
And
that's why we don't get mad at them when they don't.
And then as well, it's not just about purchasing the song, because you don't get the 99 cents. People think that when they purchase a song, you are getting the full 99 cents, and they're not even going to get the whole 99 cents, you know.
Yeah, they think I'm $1 richer every time they go download.
Exactly.
So not so.
They don't know
so
that.
Not
the
so. And
stores.
then worse when it comes to the streaming.
Oh my God, not even a penny. Yeah?
Not even a royal penny, yeah?
Not even a penny, so yes.
Now they know.
Not at all. But I Ocherias, I have a set of persons that are lined up for Ocherias. So yes, while it is that I see the requests keep coming in, yes, I'm going to be giving away. People are keep on asking me. I'm going to be giving away Ocherias. Don't worry. I'm going to be giving. I'll soon tell you guys how much. Yeah.
So let me ask you this: what are you going to be giving them? A download?
Yeah, so what I do is I either go Apple or Amazon, depending on what they have. Because some persons don't have Apple, they have the Android. So yes, we make it available. No, not sending, not sending out the songs. I have no time to send out no songs.
No. That's not why I asked. What I meant was, I know it's a digital world.
Yeah.
And I know people doing that, but depending on where they are, might need to make it more special and send them the whole album in a hard copy. You know.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Well, I have DJs. I have DJs that are already asking me if they can get an interview for you. I don't know. But a few DJs actually hit me up because every time when I have my show, there are various DJs who listen to the artist and they say, oh, I need that one for an interview. Can you ask me if you could do an interview with me? So I have 2 persons who requested you already. So they can have the album where it is that they will play it. Yeah, but I'll leave it up to you.
I'll send a couple of copies to you.
Oh, of course you can. I have no problem distributing great music. Yeah, that's what we do. Well,
Thank you so
and then give us a month. With them bright self, they give us a month. We need it all year.
Yeah, man, because that much sometimes when I promise something, they want it tomorrow.
I tell people, reggae music is the #1 genre. And it's not because I'm Jamaican. It's not because I'm Jamaican why I say that. Reggae is, right? But we need to start treating reggae as it is. That's what it is. But
royalty.
Exactly, it is royalty. But enough of my thing going on right now. It appears that you stay in the studio a lot. I mean, outside of you doing this interview, you have your own podcast where you interview the stars. I mean, some of them would even ask them for an interview because them about them eye to time. So who's she? Because in Jamaica they're very facing now. Who's she after me don't know her? And then they have to call 5 and 6 people. So anyway, outside of that, it appears that you you like to stay in the studio and record. And why not? You have an excellent voice. Listen, with your recording, it's like I'm that person, and there are persons like me who, when they hear a song and they say, I could sing that song, You make it so effortlessly when you record. It's like you are telling persons you can sing it too. And then they record it and go back and play it. You say, make J. Cole go and sing. We'll listen.
You say it, I mean. That's you, not me. People infect with me.
Oh gosh! But J. Cole, did you have any formal training in music?
Well, I used to do choir, and of course, and I was in a marching band. I went to a military school in Jamaica, some military school in Jamaica. So that's where the formal training was. And, when it comes to instrumentation, trumpet's my instrument. I mess with the keyboards a little bit, but I'm not going to go up on stage with the band with the keyboards. So that's where my musical training comes from. As far as vocals, did a lot of choir, and I've been doing that since I was a little kid.
Right.
Initially by force. You go to grandma's church, and grandma say they have their little fundraisers and whatnot, and they tell you to get up on stage, boys and girls. And
right.
Exactly. Fundraiser, you're singing. And now how they raise the money is pretty much the audience will donate money to take somebody down. They're like, okay, take him down, take her down. But what normally happens pretty much is they take all the little girls down. Because, any situation with girls and boys, they're going to take the girls down. So it's okay, because they don't want them standing up there for however long. So I'm donating some money, take her down. And then when the boys are left now you have to sing for your life. Because at this point in time, you want to sing and make sure and impress them so that they can take you down. But then that backfires because the people who can sing, they start leaving them up there longer, right?
Yeah.
So it just continue to backfire, and eventually I was one of the last ones remaining up there. So that's kind of where the whole knack of singing started. And of course, I grew up with a lot of music in the household. I'm the youngest of 4 boys, so I'm influenced by whatever they're listening to.
You're the youngest one, the wash belly.
I'm the youngest. Oh. Yeah, you know it go already.
You know it go. Be right in the middle.
The mama's boy. Oh, you're the middle child? The middle child get the most problem. The middle child, trust me, they talk about middle child syndrome.
So
they don't talk about wash belly syndrome.
That's what I'm saying. Right in the middle.
I understand.
Yeah.
But that's where it started, you know?
Yeah. Well, let me tell you, I've said it before you came on the show that I have never listened to a bad J. Cole. You know, I even make mistakes sometimes and call you J. Cole. Yeah? Mm-hmm.
Oh, I get that every time. I
had to correct myself a few times.
A couple of episodes of the podcast, everybody's calling me J. Cole. So I just started telling them that we family. I said, oh, me, J. Cole, Keisha Cole, all of them. You know what I mean? I was like, not J. I'm like, all of them. We're all family.
Right?
You know?
Yes. But you do it very well. You do it very well. You know, it's like everyone that, before I got the song or the request last week that you're going to come on and stuff, I said, about a week before that, I have a friend who lives in Zimbabwe that asks for some music. And I sent your music. I said, listen, and he says, I've never heard of this artist before. I said, go in and listen to the artist. And they called me back and said, listen, man, what a talent. I said, exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Please express my sincere thank you and all the support.
Yes.
I appreciate it. It means a lot. It really does.
From all over the place. We have Porter out of Toronto, and his question to you is, at what point did you realize that this is what you would like to do professionally?
I would say probably in the middle of work. All right, so when I graduated school, my first job was at NCB, St. Anthony. For those people who are from Outaries, I'm from Jamaica. And what they had a new building. So we got a new building, and they were trying to commemorate the building. So they asked for people to do stuff. And a buddy of mine wrote a song, a DJ kind of vibe, and then he needed somebody to do the hook. So he brought me in to do the hook. And I wrote the hook to a popular song. And it's just the response. Here's the thing with music. It's one of them things where it's addictive, you know. And, you know, once you start, it's hard to get out of it. Richard Daly from Third World said to me one time, it's like a virus. Once it gets in your bones, I mean, it ain't never going back out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what it was. And it started right there. And then from then on, I moved to Florida shortly thereafter. And as fate would have it, I moved close to Richie from Third World. And that's kind of where the influence started. The major influence started. His stepson was an upcoming bass player to what we were putting together a band. So that's kind of where it started. And, you know, once you start, it's hard to stop enough. You know, and then, of course, all the stage performances, the instant gratification from the audience and so forth. So all of that process, I would say from about 97 to about 2000 when it was concrete that this is where we want to go.
We have Bianca out of South Carolina who is asking, you know, who influenced the music that you do?
It's a lot of people. You know, sometimes we try to pinpoint one person. But for me, I categorize music a lot. So, for example, we talk about influences. My favorite singer of all time is Dennis Brown, right? Yes! Dennis Emmanuel Brown, the Crown Prince. It doesn't get any better than that. And then I am a writer. So my favorite songwriter is Stevie Wonder. I always felt like, I think being that Stevie is visually impaired, he writes stuff so literal because he can't see. So he's writing it so, for lack of, you know, when you hear that old saying, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Literally when Stevie writes a song, you see what he's saying. So, and that's kind of how I've tried to craft my song. So I would say my two biggest influences would be Dennis Brown and Stevie Wonder.
Yeah, right here on this show, I always say something. I said it earlier in the show as well. When you talk about your influences, you can hear bits and pieces in the recordings of the artist. You, the artist. So when you listen to your influences are echoed within the recordings. Let me tell you something. That Dennis Brown thing. You know, CD time. I had one of I had a DJ made me every single D Brown there is, and he put the things together. And I don't remember who came to my house and I asked me if they can borrow it. And until I found out the day I'm not even see a CD. The Dennis Brown CD
you should never do that. And here's why I say you should never do that. I am a D Brown culprit too, because my same bridge, and I told you about where we were coming up together in a band. we had this little studio, so I went to the studio once, and this time Tupac they released a double CD for Pac.
Yeah.
And I bought it, loved it, and for some reason there was like, I don't know if I recalled or pulled or whatever, but we couldn't find it on the shelf.
Mm-hmm.
So I had it, they did not. And I went to the studio and he wanted to borrow it. And I was not going to lend it to him, but then I looked in the corner and I saw a vinyl for this album, Dennis Brown, it's called Good Vibrations. I've never seen anybody else with it. It's 10 songs, but it's probably 6 covers and 4 originals. I haven't seen it. So I said to him, okay, you borrowed the Tupac and me I borrowed the D Brown. And Pac, I'm my favorite rapper.
Mm-hmm.
So the next week, I wanted something off of it. I asked him for the CD and he couldn't find it. And I had to fake like I was upset because honestly, I was so happy he couldn't find it because I had no intention of returning that Dennis Brown vinyl. And it's been 20-some years, right? If you go on my podcast right now, episode 2,
yeah.
with me talk, and I give the whole story about it. But yeah, man, them may not get back that. So if somebody takes your Dennis Brown, don't plan on it.
It's been years and it's like somebody come in and take something from me. That's how precious that recording was because I am a definite D Brown fan as well, you know. Very authentic to the core. But you know what? Oh, yeah. We're going to take a break because when we come back, we're going to talk about, I'm going to take us out with Old Days. And we're going to, when I come back, I want to talk about this collaboration with J. Will, the talented J. Will. Yes, this is Old Days. And to my listening audience, listen to the message in this song. It's very strong, authentic.
Love to take you, and I'm sure that you would really like it there. I see it still so clearly through my window. There's a joy so sweet I taste it in the air. Boom, boom, yeah. In this place, it's in my memory. It's a place our kids will never know. Take me back to the old days when days used to nice. People were rocking way back till morning light. Back to the old days, those days I adore. Lovers would hold on tight on the dance floor. Back to the old days. Back in the old days. There's a love that overcomes me. Overcome me, yeah. In everyone that's in the crowd. In the crowd, yeah, yeah. I'll whisper softly to you. Whisper softly in your ear. Ain't you hear me though it's loud? Boom, boom, yeah. And this love is in my memory. It's a love our kids will never know. Take me back to the old days when days used to nice. People were rocking way back till morning light. Back to the old days, those days I adore. Lovers would hold on tight on the dance floor. Back to the old days.
I remember walking on the old days.
Back in the old days.
Aye, well, yo. Hey, yo, hey. Remember back in the day when dancehall used to nice. A place to relieve your stress and for all the vibes. Some big sound a play speak and talk to the sky. And when the bassline drop, you see dim the street lights. Roll up and sing and grab a Guinness. Big tune a play beat down the wall, me no business. And keep me eye lock and heart too little Phyllis. Later on after party we got down a Guinness.
Yeah, in this place it's in my memory. It's a place our kids will never know. Take me back to the old days when days used to nice. People were rocking way back till morning light. Back to the old days, those days I adore. Lovers would hold on tight.
I appreciate all the questions coming in and all the persons. You know what? I always tell the artists, because I've had artists before that says, you know, oh, they are so known and people should know them. And I always tell them, if you're not Michael Jackson, shut up. Because listen to the music and who J. Cole is, right? And there are persons who do not know you, but there are persons who know you. Hey, there are some Jamaican who stand up 10 toes and it was like, J. Cole and my baby. J. Cole, your wife know that? There's people that's texting my phone telling me that you're their baby. And there's, yeah.
Here's the thing. My wife and I met when I was in it. Airport going to the Jazz and Blues in Jamaica to go.
Yeah.
So she knew what she was signed up for.
Uh-huh.
You know, but she knows I'm wholesome, I'm harmless. So you know,
yes.
You know, I love everybody, but I'm harmless.
Yeah, but it's good. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. Comes with the profession, yeah. And
and guess what? If you sing songs for the ladies and they reciprocate it, it's a measuring stick that you're doing it properly. So you know,
I always say to people, I do not want any guy when he go outside the street, no female not looking at him. Who wants that? Keep.
You know, so I had that conversation with my wife. And I tell her straight up. I said, listen, if we go outside of you, if no other guy ever says hey to you or hi to you or try to holler,
exactly.
Then I got an ugly girl and it's just not my thing. You know what I mean?
Or something wrong? Yeah. Yes.
If I'm male tiny attractive, then Jano.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, let's talk about Old Days. Old Days. You're on this song is featuring J. Will. J. Will is so talented. And I didn't realize that you guys had a song together, to be frank with you. I don't know how I missed that one until yesterday.
Well,
talk to me about this song.
Well, all right, so here's the thing. The band is called Raps and Kush.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Don't ask me. Don't ask. It's called Raps and Kush.
Yeah.
This band. And in that band are two vocalists.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my musical brother. It's me and J. Will and two vocalists in the band. So what we did pretty much is that Outrace album is G-Code, the Rap Push band. So that's more of an expression of me. And then, of course, I had J. Will on there. You hear a song with Jayu, so he used to be in the band back in the day. But those are my musical brothers. And then the next release, there's a release J. Will too that's called J. Will and the Raps and Kush band. And of course, I'm featured on that too. But I do a lot of the writing. So even on his project too, a lot of the stuff I write on. But when it comes to J. Will, that's just, that's my musical brother. We normally, when a lot of things that I put together, I bounce off of J. Will. I'll shoot it to him and say, hey, what do you think? And vice versa. So we've been in the trenches together for the longest. And that was just my story. I kind of got tired of the vibe right now. And I'm going to the dance hall and one bag of man in them tight pants stand up over so I dance and the ladies are on one side. I want to go back to the days when we can go in there and, you know what I mean?
Yes.
A nice lady and for the man and the woman, them a dance and, and it's a vibe. No? No, I don't know what to the dance right about now.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's a whole different thing. It's a whole different thing. And people say, you know what? Oh, but you can't go back to the time and music is art and it's da-da-da, whatever. But that's when we talk more about authenticity and the good times, versus a few things that has changed. And it's not necessarily changed for the better as well. But I tell you, again, loving this song, leveling this song. But let's get to the song. Let's get to the song that you have recently released, right? We're going to play that for the audience, and then I'm going to ask way more questions. I'll try and get in as much questions as it is. I know your story is the latest release.
Hola.
Hey.
All I can say is hola.
So
I'm not a controversial artist by any means, but that song has stirred some controversy. But
So talk to me about the controversial song. Who did you write the song for? Or is there, what's the message behind the song as well?
And there starts the controversy, right? Because I did not write this. Here's the funny thing. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, a female friend of mine, and she mentioned that there's this guy she knew when they were younger. And young, I mean, high school to college years, and they had whatever little interactions they had. But it's, that's a past and it's history. They've moved on and so forth, and and now she sees him with his family. She's with her. It's almost like he's acting like I don't know you. But the thing is, generally that sentiment is expressed by men. A lot of times you don't hear women saying that much. It's normally a man to say, so me see Rose and why she front for me, she go on like she don't know me, I can't believe.
Right.
So that's where it started. And of course I can relate to a couple of things, but it really wasn't my original story. I embellished a lot. And but here's what I will say. Once the song was written, I had to rewrite it because topics like those come off almost misogynistic when it comes from a man's perspective. Right. And the reason I know that for sure and that it was the right decision to do is because a lot of the male DJs, the first thing come out of their mouth is, yeah man, you have a girl ticket, you have our file, and I'm like, that's not what I'm trying to say here. So I had to rewrite the song to kind of taper it down so it doesn't come across misogynistic. Coming from a man, it can't come across that way. I have to make those corrections, and then I made some other corrections too, because then there were people in my history that were probably going to assume I'm talking about them when it wasn't.
It's like posting to social media and everybody see a post and think about that.
Here's the weirdest part of it. Yes, my daughter laugh and my daughter say, is that my mama? And I just had that. I was like, kid, I'm out. Bye. But it wasn't. But then I went back and I tailored some stuff. Like that second verse, you hear me saying, I see your family a lot on TV. That was a generic verse to make, so everybody now could relate. I don't want anybody looking at me and they're like, who am I talking about? Because I have had it so many times. And I'm not mad at it. It simply means that people connect with the song. But, I had to put some effort into it to make sure, I'm going to get the phone calls.
Well, you're making calls after this. But before I get into playing the song and come back to ask some more questions about the song, in terms of songwriting, do you write from various perspectives, or are you a person where somebody gives you a rhythm and you vibe to the rhythm and you write, or do you write the song first and then you get the rhythm built, or is a combination of all of the above or more?
Both.
Okay.
Both, because especially when I'm working with the band, then a lot of times I write a lot of the first album, This Music Volume 1. A lot of stuff was written first, and then when you have a band, you can always create the instrumentation around it. Songs like I Know Your Story, I got the instrumentation from a producer who is also the drummer in the band. So I said to him pretty much, I want to release a single because the goal was to put out 2 weeks later.
Right.
And he said, all right, I got something for you. And he sent me over that. And as I was vibing to it, that's what happened. But for the most part, when I'm in creative mode, I have a lot of songs written, and then I can have the band create for it. When people send me a rhythm, if I'm connecting to it, the Ultra song, that was a rhythm compilation. That's a thank you rhythm. Jack Ure is on there. A couple of other people's on there. And those rhythms existed before. So it goes both ways. It's just a matter how and where and the inspiration comes.
Okay. Well, guess what? I am going to jump to I Know Your Story, and we're going to come back, ask a few questions from our listening audience, and we're going to vibe out.
Awesome.
She's moved on. I've moved on. But it's all good. Just a girl up the block that was hot, that I crushed on a lot. We were kids, so the vibe that we had for each other was crazy intense. But we hid from the people around us. They never could find out the things that we did. So we kept it a secret that no one could find out. Now look at you. I know your story and the way you used to be. Oh girl, you know me. We've been cool since we were 3. I asked, you showed me. You were young and fine and free. I ain't never gonna judge you. You ain't gotta pretend for me. A lot of time has gone by in our lives. We got kids, I got 3, you got 2. I see your family a lot on TV, and I like all the things that you do. But I'm starting to see all the things that I wanted in her isn't you. It's been wearing on me and I'm starting to think that you're feeling it too. I know your story and the way you used to be. Oh girl, you know me. We've been cool since we were 3. Ah yes, you showed me you were young and fine and free. I ain't never gonna judge you, you ain't gotta pretend for me. Is there more to our story than friends? And if so, we ain't got to pretend. If I know and you know what we know, we can do what we both been really wanting to do for a while and just go. I know your story and the way you used to be. Oh girl, you know me. We've been cool since we were 3. Ah yes, you showed me you were young and fine and free. I ain't never gonna judge you, you ain't gotta pretend for me. I know your story and the way you used to be. Oh girl, you know me. We've been cool since we were 3. Ah yes, you showed me you were young and fine and free. She's moved on, I've moved on, but it's all good. Just a girl up the block that was hot, that I crushed on a lot. We were kids, so the vibe that we had for each other was crazy intense, but we hid from the people around us. They never could find out the things that we did. So we kept it a secret that no one could find out. Now look ahead of you. I know your story and the way you used to be.
Yes. So, guys, let me tell you something. I know you guys were going to love G. Cole. That's why from the very beginning of the show I said, listen, this is what I got, right? And I'm glad that you guys went and you did your background and you went and you listened to some of his recordings before he came on. All right, so here what, right? Before it is that we get into some of the questions, persons are asking me, what am I? I'm going to give away Ocherius. I'm giving away 15 copies of Ocherius. And then for I Know Your Story, which is the latest release, I'm giving away 15 copies of that as well, okay? So if you want Ocherius and you want I Know Your Story, go ahead. Yeah, reach out to me and say, Empress Rose, I want these 2 songs, right? And for anyone who didn't get the songs after whoever reached out to me, try. There's streaming platforms. I mean, you don't equal a penny, but we appreciate it. Go in and listen as much as you want. I can have it on repeat, you know. Yeah, go on Spotify.
The thing is this. I know it's not like you're not going to generate no wealth from it. But at the end of the day, the metrics are important. The powers that be pay attention to the numbers and the metrics. So that's kind of what it's about. So I appreciate the streaming. Even when I'm on air, if an artist sends me a song, I play from the streaming platform because I want to make it their streams.
Yes.
Unless I'm out somewhere where I don't have internet access, then I'll just play the MP3. But, you know, that's the world we live in now.
Well, we have a few questions and we have a few commendations as well. All right. We have Larry out of Jamaica that said he has been listening to you for years and his wife is who put him onto your song, who put him onto your music as well. And he appreciates your music and you should keep on doing what you're doing.
Thank you, Larry. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. It's always great to get the positive feedback and to do stuff where, you know, everybody can appreciate. Because a lot of times, you know, we live in our little isolated utopias. And that's the thing with music right now and other things too. When people create stuff, they create it in their little world. So a lot of times many people can't relate. So anytime people can relate to it, I appreciate it.
We have Joe out of Ghana that says that yes, he's loving your music and you remind him of Richie Stephens.
Of who?
Richie Stephens.
You know the reason why I laugh?
What happened?
Is because Because I'm talking to Richie the other day. Because right now I have a beard at the ball head. So I was telling Richie, I said, Richie, right now, man, I go there, go commit beer crimes and hide, and you them a come for. So.
Shout out to Richie. Shout out to Richie as well. Yes. Matter of fact, I think Richie was listening to the show. So Richie, if you're still listening, shout out to you. Okay, keep doing your thing. Yeah.
But that's an awesome compliment though, because Richie Stevens' vocal is one of the best.
Oh my gosh. Yes, I've had him on here for an interview as well, and I tell you, it's just immaculate. Immaculate. That's what I say now. I always tell people. I think everybody in Jamaica can sing, even the ones that people say can't sing. I just think that if they work with a great producer, that we can do miracles. I think everybody in Jamaica can sing. We're that talented little island.
Yeah, especially when it comes to reggae, Reggae, there are certain genres that require excellent vocals. R&B, gospel. You don't venture down the avenue if you ain't got it like that.
Hey,
there's some other genres that you can get away with swag, you can get away with charisma, you can get away with style. I mean, not to knock anybody, I'm not gonna call them names, but a lot of the reggae legends, they're not. A lot of them aren't the best vocalists in the world. They just have the best records in the world. And like perfect example,
right?
The king himself, Bob Marley. Bob, the biggest thing reggae has ever seen, but Bob hold a candle vocally to a Dennis Brown, a Bonnie Ruggs.
Dennis Brown is yes, he's a master of what he does. We have Miguel out of Mauritius. Have you ever been to Mauritius Island? Yes, in Africa. Yeah, and he says he aspires to be you. Yeah, those vocals are very tight. That's what he said.
Thank you.
South Africa.
I appreciate that.
Yes. We have South Africa that says that, yes, I love my Jamaicans because they never disappoint. And to Dr. Empress Rose, you always bring us the best music. Thank you. Well, G-Cole, and it is very, next time you come back, we're going to do 2 hours because there's so many things we could talk about, yeah? And there's so many different songs that you have in your catalog. Like I said, you never disappoint. But for right now, I'm going to ask you to give your shout-outs and your social media handles.
Yeah, man, definitely. Let me start with the social media stuff. It's at my G Cole everywhere. Try to make it simple, so you can. If it's Facebook, if it's Twitter, if it's Instagram, it's still at my G Cole. As far as shout-outs go, I gotta big up the Raps and Kush Band, J Will, Vinny, B Will, J Bass, Kevo Gates. Those are the musicians. This single that you're featuring right about now, the one that's been getting such positive feedback, that one is produced by B Will Productions, which is the drummer from the band. So I know your story. That's the one and the reviews have been amazing. So I'm really appreciative of that. All the people who take the time out to listen to it. It's a lot of stuff flooding the ears and the airwaves right about now. So you have options. So the mere fact that people spend time to tune into it, I appreciate it. So much love to everybody on the show right now, all your audience, from Africa to the Caribbean to all over. Let's give thanks for the gift of technology, man. Make the world so much smaller, bring it so much so we can vibrate together. So thank you. And of course, thank you, Doctor.
Listen, I got 2 more shout outs that would like me to do. Okay. So we have China out of Barbados that's saying, yes, she's a big G Cole fan and thanks for doing what you do. And we have Jackie out of Trinidad and Tobago that says, this is the first she's hearing your music, but she's definitely going to be vibing to it this weekend.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I was thinking that it was like a geographical crossfire when you said China out of Barbados.
Her name is China.
Yeah,
that's something I said only. Yes.
Big up China. Much love China. And of course, all my Trinidad massive too, because you know, a lot of times when I'm on here, I got a lot of folks over there in Trinidad that log in. And I'm in South Florida, so I'm a big Trinidad fan. You know what I mean? Family down here. So much love, man. I appreciate it. And thanks again to you, because people like yourself that share the material with the people, and that's how they hear about it.
Bless
Thank
it.
you.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. My listening audience, I'm going to let you vibe to some I Know Your Story, and I'll be right back to vibe out, okay?
She's moved on, I've moved on, man, it's all Just a girl up the block that was hot, that I crushed on a lot. We were kids, so the vibe that we had for each other was crazy intense, but we hid from the people around us. They never could find out the things that we did, so we kept it a secret that no one could find out. Now look ahead of you, I know your story and the way you used to be. Oh girl, you know me. We've been cool since we were 3. Ah yes, you showed me you were young and fine and free. I ain't never gonna judge you, you ain't gotta pretend for me. A lot of time has gone by in our lives. We got kids, I got 3, you got 2. I see your family a lot on TV, and I like all the things that you do. But I'm starting to see all the things that I wanted in her isn't you. It's been wearing on me, and I'm starting to think that you're feeling it too. I know your story and the way you used to be. Oh girl, you know me. We've been cool since we were 3. Ah yes, you showed me you were young and fine and free. I ain't never gonna judge you, you ain't gotta pretend for me. Is there more to our story than friends? And if so, we ain't got to pretend. If I know and you know.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for you. I'm telling you, my listening audience, I appreciate you wholeheartedly. Okay? So, I thank you for vibing with us and to my listening audience out there. If you would like to submit to the One and One Music Review Show, we are always accepting submissions. And to be considered, kindly send a brief bio, 1 to 3 MP3, and your social media links to globalmusicreport@gmail.com. Again, that's globalmusicreport@gmail.com. Of course, our capital home is International Stars. That's INTLSTARZ. Yes, check us out across the social media, and you can reach out to us and follow us as well. For a more intimate approach, and of course it is, you can reach out to me on my personal IG. That's Infinite Empress. That's INFINITEMPRESS. Once again, it's been a pleasure having you come through and lending to me each and every week your listening ear. Have yourselves a blessed rest of the day. Until next time, next week, stay blessed.